If Chris Eubank Jr. loses Saturday's blockbuster world title fight to George Groves, then Ricky Hatton will wonder whether Chris Eubank Sr. is to blame. Son of Eubank has been groomed for ring stardom by his famous father, but while hitman Hatton has supported his boy in his desire to follow him into the ring. He says, "I won't be doing the same with Campbell as Eubank with his lad." Eubank has assumed the role of boxing mentor, psychological guru and public relations advisor through Junior's ascent to this WBA super middleweight championship fight against Groves in the semi-final of the inaugural World Super Series tournament. Hatton, in whose hometown of Manchester this sold-out Battle of Britain takes place, says it's hard enough for any young fighter without being joined at the hip with his dad. The same goes for Benn. It's a hard enough job without that. I love Chris Sr. and Nigel Benn, but their sons can't move. I'd rather sit in the background and just let Campbell get on with it. Hatton Jr., like the Manchester hitman, a light welterweight at this stage of his career, is a national development champion expected to become professional when he turns 18 this year, and his father says it might seem he doesn't have the experience, but I think he'll be a better pro than an amateur. I had my input at the beginning. Now I only stick my oar in if have to, but there's no need because he's improving under his coach. I'm sitting back watching his progress. I let him do what he does. It's not for me to tell him what's what, because whatever will be, and he's half got it already. He hits really hard. He's even more aggressive than I was at 17, and that's saying something. Little so and so. I'm not giddy about. I'm just enjoying. I will be able to help when it comes to picking the right opponents at the right time. Eventually, when the time comes to pick a promoter, I'll pass him on to Eddie Hearn or Frank Warren, but still be on board just to keep an eye on him when the bigger fights come. Hatton Sr. will insist only that his son will make his ring walk to his own Manchester City them tune. He says, "The only thing for sure is that he will come out to Blue Moon. He has the same style as me, and I'd like to think he will inherit all my fans." In my mind I picture the fans thinking, "Wow, the hitman's back." Hatton, who will be at ringside in the Manchester Arena with his son, is marginally inclined to think the fight family Eubank will suffer a disappointment. He says, "When the fight was first announced, I made Groves a strong favorite. He's the world super middleweight champion and is such bigger and stronger than Eubank, who is naturally a middleweight. But Chris has improved, and now I make it a close fight with George just winning." Groves v Eubank will be television live Saturday night on ITV Box Office at £16.95.